What is going on, students? This is Devlin Cassidy, aka The Scholar, and today we're going to be going over Megacolony here. Just wanted to provide a little bit of update to the build now that our ride fixer and everything has come out for the clan, and I'm just really excited to talk about this deck and where I think it kind of falls into the Springfest mix a little bit, just because this deck still has its power plays and everything like that. But before we get on into this list, if you guys want to go check out Kingslayer cards, man, use the promo code SCHOLAR, save 5% off all your pre-orders. They got the Stride deck sets up for pre-order, so Musketeers, Revengers, and what's the last one? Jewel Knights, right? You guys can get some of the most fire deck sets that are coming out this summer, as well as, you know, all of your Divine Z splits are already up for pre-order as well, so you guys can jump in on that. They're one of the best stores in the game and one of my favorite sponsors that I've been able to work with over my career, as well as an amazing team sponsor. And if you guys love this beautiful playmat, you like these sleeves, you like everything that's going on, you guys got to go check out Dank Ritual. They have some of the best products in the game, so go shop with them at dankritual.com. They help me stay looking fly with some of the best TCG accessories in the game. Without further ado, let's get on into it. So of course, I have to say this every time, but V starters are broken. Please play your V starter. Your V starters are good cards, so like you can't go wrong with the V starter, right? At all. No sir. Onto the grade 3s, we're playing 3 copies of Darkface. So Darkface is still your main write-up. Still gives you access into your Jaggy Devil, which makes you all of your extra protect markers, because it's really good. Just to say, oh yay gang, grab 2 of these is like fire. So just, you know, going crazy like that is really, really good. And just having the access to do that. So, and as you can see, I have my beautiful SP. Probably gonna cop 1 more of these and then 2 of the original once I get to high rarity. But yeah, this art, hold on one time for the camera. We got to see how beautiful this is. But just some things to know about Darkface for the GB2. He's Soul Blast 2 rest when a unit is called. This bypass restricts since it does not target the unit. So that's one thing you can keep in mind. And as well as his stride up skill, force rests things. So sometimes that comes up if your opponent's trying to like actively play around like the Mali power minus. If your opponent tries to play around that, you can stay on Darkface and actively force rest things. So pretty good there. The next grade 3, I'm playing 2 copies of the grade 3 G-Era Gredora. This card is really good because saying no to columns is insanely powerful currently. I don't know why, but like Astral Poets has come up a few times, and this is an auto win against them. You literally just ride CB1, target the middle column. They can't open the Astral Plane, and their deck doesn't do anything. So this card is really, really good. There's sometimes too like where you just go immediately into this and just hit the middle column if you're playing as Astral Poets, because that's a free win against the deck. Like you don't even have to do the superior strat. I just go, okay, ride Gredora, CB1. No. So this card is insane. Really, really, really strong. And 2. And like in the Grand Blue matchup and things like that, when they're trying to pressure you from hand, just saying no to a column for the reset is really strong as well. So there's cards over time that like let you kind of beat this out. And just having just the access to restrict decks that don't do as much multi-attack to less attacks is even stronger, like OTT and stuff like that too. So this card's really good, as well as it gives you a CC every turn for a Soul Blast while denying your opponent damage, because they have to flip one face down. So I love Gredora. I knew back from New York I wanted to play a second, so that's why I was able to come through and play the second copy of Gredora. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Helldemize. This card is your attack extender for free. Like, no reason not to play it when you call it off the Stride Gredora skill. And then it's still in here. I'm still playing the 1 copy of Helldemize. You can completely still afford to play this card, just because of the whole entire fact, like, Megacolony needs a finisher, and this is the only like good finisher card that's A, searchable, and B, like, just you can find a bunch of stuff with this. Like, you swing Gredora, you can call this out, and like you can throw crits on here. Just like if you know your opponent just like only has the Sentinels and like no, the Elementaria, like you don't see them, check the Elementaria, you can push with this, just because this card is this good. So yeah, we really do love Antlion for that reason. Going on into the grade 2s, we are still playing the 4 copies of Sweet Cocktail. If you're not playing 4 copies of this card, you're wrong. This card is so good. The on ride just to cradle something, as well as your whole like defensive play of, oh, I can give my Vanguard 5k to where I can stop these smaller pokes, or I can draw some cards, or I can retire one of their stood rear guards. So sometimes they have to play around this as like the free card, but it's still a card that they have to play around, which is really strong. And I really do like the fact that this kind of gives us some pseudo card advantage through the cradle marker. Really, really, really good stuff. And then on to the next grade 2. This is a little bit of a more controversial pick, because a lot of people are playing Garafa in the spot right now. I'm not the biggest fan of Garafa, just because like I play Megacolony in a way where it's like attrition, right? So you're trying to like grind out your opponent. I feel like Garafa forces you to be a little like too aggressive. But I'm not saying Garafa is a bad card in here at all. It's just like not kind of like my play style or what I'm trying to necessarily do with the deck. So I like this card because you can use this early, so that way your opponent can't like duck the Sweet Cocktail skill, just so that way you have the ability to continue to be able to like, you know, get some control state action in. This gives you Soul too, which like comes up like the amount of times where I have to blow through Soul just because like my opponent like does weird lines where I'm still trying to turn off their turn with Darkface is very powerful. So I do like the fact that I still can just like randomly Soul Charge with this if need be. The only thing that sucks is like this is dead in the mirror, where Garafa is not. Garafa is actually really good in the mirror. So it just comes up down there. So it's like whatever you want to see, right? But I just prefer, you know, having the card be called and getting Soul. Personally, just also it's another like win con too in other matchups. So that's why I like Battler S, but don't get me wrong, like Garafa's a perfectly okay card to play. And the last grade 2 in the deck is I'm playing 3 copies of the Ride Fixer. This card is literally here for consistency. I haven't yet to activate his on boost effect, just because Jaggy Devil does it for free. You can do it pseudo with Darkface, where you can just like stop the columns with it in tandem with Jaggy Devil. Like this card, and then Gredora like does this for free. So your opponent like has to like commit an ungodly rush to have this be like maybe warranted. But it's not terrible, right? Like if he calls a column on the grade 1 and this is your only grade 2 in hand and you don't want to pitch it to like risk you not finding a grade 2, you can just ride this, call a blister, then go, that's not restanding, and like it's okay, just because they can't continue to pressure you. So like there's that aspect of it too. But overall, like really good card, really good consistency. I like the fact that this our next stack of cards are like all searchable by him. Like this is like, look how thick this is. Like that's just crazy, right? So he's really good, helps us find consistency in terms of that, just to thin our deck, so that way we have better card quality when we do our drive checks going into our stride turns. For the grade 1s, still in the 3-1 split. I'm never going to change this. This is too good. Because you can search Gredora or you can search Darkface depending on what you need with this, or you can just go into your Heal Guardians. I can't, as much as people are like, oh, but the 4 Dorcas is so good because it's, excuse me, a 13k beat stick. Like, dude, doesn't matter. Like, you have a free stride fodder and a way to search for whatever you need in the matchup. So like, I'm taking the little bit of inconsistency with the weakness of the shield and its power, just to have that increase in ceiling of consistency. Absolutely. For our countercharger grade 1s, we're playing 3 of the Moth, and we're actually playing 1 of the Butterfly Officer. So Alex CFV put me on this, and other Bugs players have been trying to get me off, but like, this card is so free. This is a free Mally target for you to slurp, as well as on double Mally turns. You can commit the extra CB for the second Mally, because you can give whatever you give it 10k. So like, let's just say like, right, we have a Dorcas and we double Mallied. We get target, give the Dorcas 10k, so it's 23, and then it goes to Soul and it countercharges 1 at the end of turn. So you're getting that Mally cost back. Like, that card is just such a good line for you to have. So I like this too, just because then it's your free like Slurp to Soul cost for Mally, because it's only on place. You have to like rest it for the cost. But we all know how good High Class Moth is. High Class Moth is still like one of the best cards. Do note, just because I don't want you all getting cheated, if you're playing the Megacolony mob like me, This cannot search this. So do not let your opponent add this to their hand with this. This is a grade 3 in deck. It's a continuous skill. It's not, this card may be regarded as a grade 3. This card is a grade 3 in the deck. So they cannot grab that. Do not let them grab that. I can't say beat them up because it's inciting violence, but like politely decline their ability to add that to their hand. But yeah, there we go. So they're your counter chargers. For your utility, of course, 3 blister. This card is gas. I love this card. This card cheeses so many people. Against Spike Brothers right up turns, you can make them slurp up the fullback if they did the greed on skill. So this card is hilarious. So go blister. 2 copies of Honolingus, Honolly. I don't know. It's the KSC team. And like all the Miami gang down there, bro, we just call this card Honolingus. And like after the trip, like it's just kind of stuck. So if I call it Honolingus out of like, what do they call it? Like out of nature, like that's just what it is. And I'm just talking about Honolly. So, but yeah, Honolulu, Honolingus, too good of a card. Like I would play a 3rd if I wasn't playing another card, but yeah, this card's so gas, and this literally helps you like establish such a good tempo before you go into Gredora. So this card helps you like on the low roll, like going 2nd, really strong. 1 Elementaria because it can be searchable off a Cradle Marker if your opponent calls a grade 1, and it's a free PG. So like why not play it, right? Then the last card before we get to the triggers is Bikun. This was the, what do we call it? This was the OG Brilliant Blister, but I hate Bermuda Triangle, and this is the only like good out to Heltrata. Like if I'm being honest, so like Heltrata, other cards that like reset the Vanguard and don't have it like actually truly restand, it's dead against. The reason though the Brilliant Blister is so good is because in the Jewel Knights matchup when they do the Crystal Luster Salome turn, that Brilliant Blister denies them 4 drive checks. This does not, but this is more applicable throughout a lot more matchups. So maybe the Bikun is it just sucks that it's a grade 0, so it like messes your ride consistency a little bit, but it's a 10k shield, so versus a 5k, even though the 5k is denying a restand. This is a PG, is just a little more applicable. So what we're beginning to see again in the meta. So could change, but Bikun's what I'm rolling with right now. On to the triggers. 4 stride crit. Yeah, pretty simple stuff here. 4 of the bomber. Yeah, like there should be no reason why you're not doing this. 3 of the draw PG. Got my 1 SP finally. 3 of the Heal Guardian, 1 of the CC fam. I still just like this ratio too much. Like if they call a grade 0, now your good targets are these 2 for grade 0s depending on the matchup. Just for your Cradle Marker, and then your OT, of course. Too good of a card. Shouldn't be playing the red one, shouldn't be playing the blue one. This is draw 2, heal, front, crit, 100 million. So good. So we love the card advantage that Megacolony so much needs naturally, right? So that the over trigger provides that for us. But yeah, nothing I would really change in the trigger lineup's been pretty stock since History Collection came out. Like no reason to not play it like that, you know what I mean? So just keep going for it, gangsters. Just keep going for it. So on to the G Zone, of course. Harmonics. You got to play the Harmonics Messiah. The Harmonics Messiah, again, just a staple, like coming out with the deck set with the text. So this card's about to be really readily accessible in about 3 months. If you guys don't want to drop the money for it now, like just you guys can wait it out and just proxy play it if you're just testing, but make sure that you do have the card if you're going to Springfest or any other Bushi event. Just borrow your friends, steal them, nab them, do whatever. 2 copies of Jaggy Devil. This is your superior History Collection stride up thing, where you can choose a card in the front row and the back row and stun them. Main thing here though is this immediately turns on the GB2 for Darkface and gets us 2 protect markers, so like why not? You love her, you hate her. The best stride, arguably like one of the best strides in the game, Gredora. She stops like 6 decks from playing just by activating her CB skill. It's crazy. Like bye-bye Neonectar, bye-bye Grand Blue, bye-bye Pale Moon, bye-bye Murakumo, bye-bye, like, just, oh my goodness, like, all these decks. It's so crazy what she can do. Very, very wild card that we're still seeing in 2024. Like I said, if you want to appropriately hit her, because, you know, people don't watch my videos where I try to explain, like, the cardinalities of why this card exists, is you make this girl a persona flip so I can do it twice and not 4 times, and I don't get extra G-zone space. That's how you, if you want to hit bugs, that's how you hit bugs. But please don't hit bugs. She's really good, and that way you don't have to ban a bunch of cards. Yeah, she, like, turns off Spike Brothers too. That's 5. I'm trying to figure out what the 6th one was. There was, like, 6 where it's like you just auto win if you, like, resolve her. So yeah, I'm trying to remember, but yeah, those are like free 5. Like, you see your opponent flip at the start, you're playing Megacolony, you're about to have a gas game. But her also thing is the on attack extension to Soul Blast 1, call a grade 3 from deck, all the good stuff. Yeah, I had to be really generic about Gredora, but it's Gredora, and if you don't know Gredora, then you haven't been playing Premium long enough. That's just, like, she's that notorious now for being that good. So yeah, 2 Mally. I think this is the first profile where I have these SRs. So, like, as you guys know, high rarity be gangin', as they say. But this card's really good. G-Zone, like, you were never striding into this. You have to CB1, slurp a rear guard into Soul, choose one of your opponent's stood rear guards, retire it. If you do counter charge, draw a card. And if you did not retire a standing unit, your opponent gets neg 10k. So that's just how that works. Mally really good. Best flip target off Gredora. Absolutely insane card. 1 Obturandus. This card still comes up. This is, like, the only way you can, like, theoretically beat Bermuda. As much as I hate to say it, like, this card is just so ridiculous. This card is really good too. There's also game states where it comes up against, like, Grand Blue and things like that. Like, if they're trying to, like, wait out the last Gredora because they're playing the matchup correctly, you can just go, okay, Obturandus, nothing to the board, because, you know, you haven't been committing to the board all game because you've been trying to be conservative. So yeah, really good stride there. Really love Obturandus, and just the SGR is so pretty. I love all the Zoo SGRs that have, like, the generation stride on. Like him, Afonk, and the other card that came out of that set were really good. I know it wasn't Neonectar, but I think it was Murakumo, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. And then the last stride is an Overwhelm. You can play the GB8 in the slot. You can play a few other different cards in the slot. I just like this because there's still chaos. I still play a lot of Chaos Breaker, and this is a really good card in the Chaos Breaker matchup. So, like, to each your own, right? Like, this Megacolony list is going to be very conditional on, like, what you're expecting to see. And I haven't seen too much Chaos Breaker come up in Team League, so maybe you play something that's a little bit better into the Nubatama matchup, right? Because, you know, we're going to be seeing Nubatama and Grand Blue so far this season, so, like, you just have to keep playing those. But Overwhelm still is a pretty good card, just to being able to draw cards and apply crit pressure and all that good stuff. Onto the G-Guards, to Krubel. This card is gas. I don't know who really made this to say I get free 30k shield and then you can do something about it. It's dummy. So, but yeah, we love Krubel. It's really good defense. 1 of Relish Lady. If you wanted to play a second copy, you can cut the Gristfort. There's times where I've wanted the second one, but it's like, I don't think I need it. So yeah. Relish Lady, though, really good. Still have to pick up my SP. I don't want anyone saying anything about it in the comments. I'm going to get my G-Zone close to max rarity as I can. Also this guy. But Gristfort. So Gristfort's here actually for Bermuda Triangle. Like, again, like, it's just really weird that we have to play like 2-3 cards just specifically for the Bermuda Triangle matchup to not make it as, like, pitiful, because it's really bad for us. It's so terrible. It's like, cool, this board that I have stunned is about to go back to their hand because they're just going to GB2 Anj or Heltrata me. It's just sick. So yeah, but really good card. Like, just being able to force rest the cards in the back row, because sometimes they'll keep the resistors. So they have 2 cards, I believe, that have resist, that, like, bypass, like, the whole Mally thing. So, like, it's like your way, like, they beat you with Mally is they just keep this resistor up and then you can't do either. So you just go, cool, Grist for it. Just rest that. That's not coming up again, so you'll have to bounce it. Which is good. But you try to do this, you try to wait for this on that second Vanguard swing when they keep it up, just that way they can't bounce it back with Heltrata and then recall it. That's the big thing, is you don't want to do that. So that's why that comes up. And then 1 copy of Morphosian. This is just a free 25k shield. This is our plot maker. So yeah. But again, and then all your markers and stuff, you're only going Protect 1. I just have the Protect 2s to flex. Because I can. Like, I think everybody knows now I really just like shiny cardboard, so it's not my fault, right? But yeah, that is gonna do it for Megacolony in 2024 for the spring BSF season. I almost said BCS. I'm getting really hyped for the fall, guys. I hope, like, it sounds really weird to be saying this early while we have our spring circuit going on, but I'm really excited for the fall BCS just because of these summer deck sets for premium. But yeah, that's gonna do it. If you guys have any questions, you know, guys, leave me your thoughts. I do love really talking with the Megacolony community. I've been trying to get like more active. It's just been, I've been so busy. Like I said on my Match Monday video, I've been grinding school. I had a bunch of interviews this week, and I landed a job for this summer that I'm really excited about. Doing a little bit of government work and things like that, but this is just, you know, a real blessing that I really just have you all at the end of the day to come back to and talk about something that's brought me a lot of joy in my life, which is Cardfight Vanguard. So with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure you all like, comment, subscribe, do all that fire stuff as I continue to push on up as we make the adventure to 2K. But I love you all, and most importantly, God bless and take care.